Chapter 10, we briefly went over the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment protects people from unfair treatment in the criminal justice system. Punishments must be fair and not inhumane, degrading, or overly harsh. It limits what punishments federal and state governments can use in court. The amendment has been used to challenge things like torture, poor prison conditions, or certain methods of execution. The Eighth Amendment is about fairness, human dignity, and preventing abuse of power in the justice system. The article that I have chose is titled, "Their Dads Were on Death Row in Missouri. Here's How They Faced Goodbyes, Executions, and Grief." In Missouri, of the past 10 people who have faced execution had at least 6 children. These children described a mixed emotions of loss, grief, spiritual faith, the lingering trauma of having a parent on death row, the unusual family dynamics, and how their lives have been changed by the execution of their father. One of these children is named Summer Shockley. Her father, Lance Shockley, was executed on October 14th, 2025. Shockley was convicted in 2005 for the murder of a Missouri Highway Patrol sergeant and was sentenced to death in 2009. His daughter, Summer, talks about their relationship, the visits, and the execution set for last month. Many of the children attended visits at prison. They tried to maintain a healthy relationship, believed in their parents' love, and yet were still deeply affected about the execution. The article highlights how these children are often seen as invisible victims. They are not necessarily seen as victims in the criminal justice system eyes, even though their lives were still deeply impacted. It raises many questions about whether the state or society and justice system consider the ripple effects of executions beyond the offender and the victim. The cases described showed how the children's life, including education, employment, relationships with peers, can be shaped by their parents' incarceration and execution. There is mention that many of the executed fathers' cases carry controversy, which adds complexity to the children's grief and sense of justice. The main takeaway is, by telling these stories, the article urges considerations of how state-administered executions affect family members and how little visible support exists for them.